All righty, it's a Tirade Tuesday, baby. Here we go. Welcome in. Let's kick it off with Kim. She is in Olathe. What's up, Kim? Good morning. What's your tirade?
Yeah, I just was talking about the KC deaths, and I think that, I get it that they passed away from an overdose. That makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is that the guy who owned the house, they're saying he slept for basically 2 days. It's like, how does nobody think that that's sketch? He didn't get up and go to the bathroom. He didn't go get something to eat. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, listen, there still are questions. You're right, Kim, and I understand it. The guy somehow was asleep for 48 hours, he claims, while his friends are dead on the back porch. That's weird. I agree. But I need something from KCPD that says they're at least investigating it first. That's my only thing.
Yeah, I think they're probably just keeping hush on it for a while until they really know more.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kim, good stuff. Thanks for checking in. We appreciate you.
No problem.
All right, there you go. Kicking off a Tirade Tuesday with Kim. Let's jump up north, go to Victor. He's in Parkville. Victor, what's your tirade?
Good morning, Pete. You know, in your first block, you spoke of the children in Congress. Well, my tirade is about the children we have in Jefferson City, more specifically, little Billy Eigel. It was confirmed to me by a sitting member of the legislature what other legislators have said to you on your show. He's obstructed for years. After every time concessions have been made to move good legislation forward, he keeps moving the goal line. So after years of putting up with his BS, the leaders and a lot of other lawmakers are sick and tired of his antics. It seems he's holding everything up because he wants his language and only his language in the bill. He could have acted on the initiative petition reform any time in the last 3 years. So why now, Billy? Because you're running for governor? Well, if you're going to act this childish as a senator, I certainly don't want you as my governor. Instead of holding things up by stomping your feet and holding your breath until your face turns blue, why don't you just take your ball and go home and let the grown-ups take care of business? Ronald Reagan said, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. The damn system is dysfunctional enough as it is. In a good year, Jefferson City hardly gets anything accomplished. You're in session for less than 5 months, and you've already pissed away one of them. So sit down, unbunch your panties, and work at passing good legislation.
All right, that's a tirade from Victor up in Parkville, and I will weave that into a promotion for Politics in a Pint with the aforementioned Bill Eigel. Next Thursday, February 15th, RSVP at KCMOTalkRadio.com. We'll be out at Tiff and Jay's in Lee's Summit if you want to join us, and it should be a good time, maybe a little controversy there with Little Billy, as Victor calls him. 913-408-7957. We have open lines on a Tirade Tuesday. Next up, let's go to Steven in Kansas City. What's your tirade, Steven? Go.
Oh, Pete, what's going on, man? How you doing? We going to take the Super Bowl? We going to take this thing on Sunday?
Let's go, baby. Woo!
Woo! You know, if we win, Mahomes will be ahead of Tom Brady.
All right, what's your tirade? What's your tirade? Keep on track. Keep on track. What's your tirade? Go.
Okay. Well, I tried to lay off Alyssa Milano last week because she was so cute when she was on Tony Danza's show. But, man, it turns out that she's kind of a creep, you know. She's someone's got to reel her back in. She's now throwing her kids, hiding under her kids' skirts, saying that people are criticizing her. And I guess Clay Travis said that he would pay for the whole thing if the kids wore MAGA hats on their baseball team. But I mean, she is just basically pretty much a creep. I mean, all of her castmates from that show on TNT basically threw her under the bus. I mean, it's called shame. It's called when you're worth $10 million and you're still begging for money online. It's called shame, and karma is coming back to bite her on the rear. So. Yeah. Alyssa Milano, wake up, or you're never going to work. You're never going to work again.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, that is referring to Alyssa Milano, who, if you didn't see it, put out a GoFundMe to pay for her kids' baseball team to play in some tournament, and she's worth obviously many millions of dollars. And Clay Travis of Outkick paid the balance on GoFundMe and did say something like, yeah, sure, put all the kids in MAGA hats and let's see how that goes. Raymond in Cass County, what's your tirade, Raymond? Go ahead.
Good morning. I wanted to express my disappointment with our senators, Hawley and Smith, for not standing up to Schumer and McConnell on this garbage immigration bill. The House has done the heavy lifting. Let H.R. 2 come to the floor of the Senate, have a vote on the Israel funding bill that they took the money from the IRS expansion, and then tell them the money they're spending the money for Ukraine on housing illegal immigrants. How about the EU sending $30 billion, and then we might send $30 billion? And last, let the Ukraine send the MiGs. It won't cost us a cent. That's it.
All right. Rant is heard loud and clear there. Raymond in Cass County, 913-408-7957. Let's go to Steve, Shawnee. Go ahead. What's your tirade?
Yeah, Pete, last week you were talking about how in Congress that a lot of the veterans are leaving or not wanting to engage. And the one thing that I was wanting to talk about is that in 2022, you guys had an opportunity with John McGovern to get him to go against Sharice David. And, you know, my thing is that I know that you guys are into advertising. You got to make money. You got to keep the lights on. So I think I remember talking to one of your marketers that said it's about $62 a minute to run advertising, keep the lights on.
What's your tirade?
My tirade is this. I mean, the thing is why is it that you don't promote good candidates other than what you have with Miranda Atkins? I mean, she just basically sucked. She lost on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I mean,
I know it's all pay to play.
No. It's you know, that's your tirade. That's your tirade. That's fine. You know, it's we don't try to get anyone elected here. It's not what we do. So we just kind of, you know, interview people who. And by the way, I'll give you a great example just real quick. Then I'll get back to your tirades at 913-408-7957. The governor's race in Missouri. There's three main people running: Mike Kehoe, who's the lieutenant governor, Jay Ashcroft, Secretary of State, and then Bill Eigel. There's going to be, though, when you go into the ballot box in August, there's probably going to be like a dozen people you can vote for governor. Some people just wake up and decide they want to run. They have no funding. And listen, that stinks, but that's politics. What we do is we look at who actually realistically has a chance to win, who actually has put themselves in a position to try to win an election. I'm not going to interview 12 people that are all running because they filed. It's not our job to interview people just because they file for office. That would be a disservice to the audience. You know, got to care about people who actually have put themselves in a position to potentially win an election. And I hate the game is like that. I do. I hate the money in politics. But I'm not changing it, right? And in the end, our service is to the audience. That's what it is. 913-408-7957 as we roll through a Tirade Tuesday. Dave, go. You're in Kansas City.
Hello. Listen, I love this show that you do every Tuesday, but here's the problem. It's only 1/7 of the week. And so I'm upset that only 14.29%, yes, only 14.29% of our week is Tirade Tuesday, and it just really bothers me because I so enjoy your show.
Well, that's very nice of you, Dave, and I'm gonna break your heart here just a little bit, if you don't mind. But actually, it's even less than that because we have 80 segments a week, and only one of the 80 segments a week, which is 1.25%, is dedicated to Tirade Tuesday. So that's even less than what you're talking about here. So unfortunately, that is what it is.
It's terrible. That's right.
So you're
love you, man. Love you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Dave. So the tirade from Dave is that we don't do enough Tirade Tuesday. But I don't know. You know, this thing started 2 years ago. January of 22, we started Tirade Tuesday because I went on a rant on how Tuesdays are the worst day of the week. And Monday I got a little pep in my step. Tuesdays, it's like it's a worthless day. Wednesday, you get hump day. Thursday, Friday, obviously, you're marching towards the end of the week. But Tuesdays stink. So we kind of just made this thing up, and here we are 2 years later, and tirades are all over the map, right? You got people ranting against the Northland thing that happened. You got Alyssa Milano rants. You got guys running for governor, Senate border bill, rants against me. It's all over the map. Unbelievable, but good stuff as well.